I know exactly what that play on means. It means I'm going to be chatting with Dominic. Are you ready for it? Here we go. Alafaci.
Faccisti buono, Glen.
Buongiorno, signor.
Buongiorno.
And to you, Dominic. I had to put a little bit of mustard on that because I have been dancing around all sorts of names of townships and so forth all day, and I want to make sure that I saved a little bit for your particular intervention.
You're very kind.
Now,
especially in this busy start. Are you finding this year is a busy start to 2026, busier than ever?
Well, it's been absolutely hectic to this point, but today it's been even more so with so much going on via the airwaves with our 3AW station. It's been an important asset to share important information about all the things bushfires.
It puts you into perspective. I was really grumpy this morning, come out to our holiday house to get a delivery and, did everything right and only a third of the items turned up.
Well, if that's the worst thing that's happening, you're not doing too badly.
No, then I thought, look, those poor people out there fighting fires and, looking for loved ones. I hope did they find those three people?
I am not across that particular insight.
I'm just sort of, that's been at front of mind, so it puts things into perspective, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. My understanding, just via Jackson, who whispered in my ear, is that they have not found those people. The newsroom relayed some information. Jackson, he on to me. Now you on to the rest of our listeners. Now heading up to the news at 10, where we'll learn more. But in short, for the moment, can you give us a market update, please?
Yep, a quick market update. Overnight on Wall Street, we saw the S&P 500 rally 45 points to a record high of 6,966, whilst the Dow Jones Industrial Average put on 238 points and the Nasdaq rose 191 points. This is based on US jobless rates easing to 4.4% in December, and speculators pared back their bets on a January rate cut by the Fed Reserve. This is all despite the geopolitical noise and negative media reports by those I think have just got Trump derangement syndrome. The markets are actually booming. Across the Atlantic, it was 0.8% higher, with the French, German and Italian bourses also stronger. Gold put on $57.70 to $4,518.40 an ounce, whilst West Texas Intermediate rose $1 to $58.75 a barrel, and the A dollar is a tad lower against the greenback and is currently buying 66.87 US cents, with the ASX 200 by 29 points higher, pointing to a positive start to the week, where we saw our market slightly lower on Friday, finishing the week at 8,718.
I appreciate your pronunciation, Dominic. Well done. Very accurate, very clear. A lot to get through there. What else is on the agenda today, sir?
Well, we're doing a lot of interviews with clients, as I said. People can go to collinshouse.com, click on the link and send me a note, and I'll contact them back to see if I can help or find someone that I know and trust that can. And one of the things that sort of stuck out is the confusing nature of the advice world. So what can you expect when you use a financial advisor? Basically, there's a quick rule. There's two things: financial product advice or factual information. So if you speak to somebody and say, what's this investment done? And he or she says, the rate of return has been 16% for the last 2 years, but the long-term return's about 9.5. So be cautious. It's a bit higher at the moment. A bit like Travis Head's batting average. It's been fantastic. Or then they go into what's called financial product advice, which is designed to influence you to buy one of these things or invest in it or do something. And there are two subsections of that: general advice and personal advice. So I'll stop there because I'll confuse everybody. So just think in your mind, you've got a whiteboard, you've got factual information, and that's just sort of numbers and things that are just, they don't influence you really, they're just facts. And then the other thing is financial product advice. This product might be good for you, it may not be good for you. And then there's two types in that category. There's tailored advice, which is called personal advice, which requires a document called a statement of advice, which is the 80K white pages. And then there's general advice, which is just not designed to influence you too much. It's just to say, well, maybe, it's not tailored, and it's often factual or broad recommendations. So that's the whiteboard view of what you can expect when you see a financial advisor.
Thank you for that summation, Dominic. Now,
would anyone like a drink?
I'm just wondering if we've got enough time to get to Joe before a break, and I think we do. Good morning, Joe.
Morning. Dom, I was just going to ask you about the with super. You let her take any money out, like to get a car, for instance, because my car's on its last.
Joe, if you attain 60 years of age?
I'm only 59.
59, okay. What you should do is check with your... Okay, check with your super fund firstly if you have any unrestricted, non-preserved money. Now, it's a stupid thing. It's a term. You just got to find out whether you got any. And if you've got any unrestricted, non-preserved money, you can take that out. Yeah, well, I'm with AMP, so I don't know if that's any, It doesn't make any. All super funds are the same, whether you got AMP or Zurich or anyone in between, or your own self-managed super fund. The taxation rules determine access to your super, and the easiest way to access super, if you're still working, is if there's a small amount called unrestricted non-preserved. So check that first. If not, you have to wait till you retire after age 60.
Oh, okay. Not a problem then. All right, well, thank you very much.
All the very best, Joe. Thank you for calling in this morning. Good morning, Lou.
Yeah, good morning, boys. Look, I've got a couple of questions, probably three, but they're short. But I'll start with the first one. Good morning, Dominic.
G'day.
Dominic, my wife is on a defined super, is turning 60 in January, early January. Now, being a defined super, that's a super for life, is that correct?
Could be. It could be a defined benefit pension with the ability to commute part of the pension as a lump sum, or it could be a complete defined benefit lump sum fund where she just gets X times her salary or another calculation. Look, in the interest of, if you've got another two questions, this area firstly is very complex. So my humble suggestion is, in the interest of keeping on time for the news, etc., in this difficult time, please go to collinshouse.com, click on the Contact Me button, fill out some details, and don't write me an essay, but write me a few dot points, and I'll get back to you with specific answers because it is very complex and it depends on the type of fund. And in closing, is it the ESSS fund, do you know? Or CSS, Commonwealth Superannuation Fund? Do you know what fund your wife's in?
She's with Mercer.
Oh, okay, I know that fund. All right. Look, if you can put the information in there, and any questions you have. So collinshouse.com, click on the Contact Dominic button. I'll then give you an answer on your questions. And I don't think we've got any other time, Glenn, so...
no, we don't.
I think we might just wind up. So I do apologise, but it's difficult times at the moment. So please use the collinshouse.com, click Contact Dominic button, and I'll get back to you.